All right, so now we can head into our quiz show. Remembering that we have the two portions of the quiz show. The questions do come from the preparation pages that you guys have had for some time now, and it'll be focused on the effective confrontation module. We'll have our 2 rounds of play, and you can be the first to buzz in and answer a question, and then Marsha will take us through the talk to me round, call upon people to answer questions. And as always, we can add on to an answer. When someone shares an answer, we can add on to it. We can even say, hey, I really don't even know how to answer this question. Would someone help me out? So we have each other for support, just like we would in the classroom. So heading into the quiz show, buzz in round number 1. First question: what 3 moves can people take or make when they are experiencing a problem?
This is Jamie, and I would say that they can, when someone's experiencing a problem, it's a problem that they're having with someone else or for themselves, but they can either accept the behavior, so they can make the change to see what upset them and then accept it. I also think it's really important to point out that if you are saying that you accept it, but really on the inside you're not, I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. You can adjust the circumstances, so you can change the situation by removing what upset you, or and those 2 things require yourself to change, or you can ask for change, and that is asking someone else to make a change with the facts and the feelings of the problem, and then specifically ask for the change.
Excellent.
I also wanted to just point out too that that is just like the opener of the conversation. It's not going to solve the problem necessarily, but just get the conversation started.
Right. Well, and even just articulating this material, this is the 3 move slide, an effective confrontation, is really just a conversation starter as well. Excellent explanation of those 3 moves. This is such a powerful slide. This is a key slide for individuals when people start to realize that they have some sort of power over their choice in the situation, that you can say, oh, it'll never change. Well, of course it'll never change unless we choose one of these 3 moves. And really just hang out in that conversation of like, well, what does this actually look like? I often share an example of a problem I have with the way my husband cleans. I'm glad he's outside in the barn right now and doesn't hear me because I've currently accepted the situation and not asked for change. To just walk through what my choices might look like in those 3 moves. So this is such a key slide. Jamie did a great job explaining it. Thank you. All right, question number 2. Explain the concept of FBI.
This is Noelle. I love the...
You go, Noelle, go for it.
Okay, we can take turns. I love the FBI statement. I think that was one of the largest chunks I took away years ago, and I am always sharing that little nugget with people. And FBI standing for the feeling associated with an I statement. This is the feeling I have, and then the behavior of the behavior you observed, and then from your perception, the impact. So F, feeling, behavior, and for the B, and the I for impact. And actually, when I was reading last night, I was glad to read that they don't have to actually go in that order, because sometimes I see myself, putting them in a different order. And I have even moved towards sharing this when I see things that are a behavior I would love to have replicated. So I'm using that a lot in coaching and even quick emails so that it's crystal clear on performance that's working and makes a really good impact on teams. And then I know in this context, we'll talk about it if we are asking the other to change and asking the other to hear some of our perceptions on it. But good question, because that was my most favorite nugget of the whole 3 days.
Thank you, Noelle. Stephanie, was there something you wanted to layer on? I know you were looking to chime in.
Yeah, I guess for me, beyond the definitions of the feelings, the behaviors, and the impact, is that that's your main meat and potatoes of your confrontation message. So like if you want to be effective in your confrontation, you have to make sure that those key pieces are there. And then I also just wanted to say that they seem so simple, but when you delve into the concept of your primary feelings and how you get there, behaviors versus judgment, and then perceived impacts, it really does take reflection and time on your part to properly craft the message so that you're saying what you want to say.
Those are great insights. Thank you both, Noelle and Stephanie. I'm going to keep us moving because Gary's reminding me to do that. Thank you. We have one last question in the buzz-in round. This kind of ties from last week to this week, and it has to do with what is the role that reflective listening plays in effective confrontation.
Hi, this is Lisa. I'd say that reflective listening, you're gathering all the facts by listening carefully. The feelings come into it, and that allows you to have the person that's speaking or has the issue, you're able to envelop them in empathy and really feel what they're going through. That's all I have.
It's almost that like counterintuitive thing that we experience when we confront someone. We just want them to be like, change. And we actually have to like shift back into that listening posture and connect with them through empathy to hear maybe what's going on for them and what else might be happening that we're not aware of. Thank you. All right, Marcia, are you ready for the talk to me round?
I am ready. I am ready. But is everyone else ready? Liet, I'm going to say this poorly. Lethea, can you take the first question? Think about it as it comes up. Explain the difference between inspirational and insignificant feedback, and why does it matter for bonus points?
Okay, good morning. When I look at this question, it hits kind of home because I think we've all felt the difference when someone's given it to us. Insignificant feedback, basically, it's just really shallow. It's vague, it lacks recognition. It doesn't tell the person anything about their behavior or how their behavior had an effect on you. So it's not a change maker. It does absolutely nothing. Inspirational feedback, though, is the actual recognition message. It's where you're not only giving that person specific feedback, but the meaningful feedback and letting them know how their behavior, their action had a direct impact on you. So it is more of a change agent. And that's it. And it matters if you have effective confrontation, if you want to have effective communication, period.
I think change agent said it all. That was beautiful. Nicely done. Nicely done. The next one, John Stachora, are you on? And could you take the second question?
Yes, I am on.
Okay, you're on the hot seat. Contrast the concept sticky judgment versus specific behavior. What's the difference?
Okay. Well, sticky judgment versus specific behavior. Sticky judgment is more kind of people just kind of throwing their opinions out there and labeling behavior as opposed to defining the behavior. They're making, there might be a moral judgment that doesn't really provide that person with the specific items that they need to address. So the behavior, when we're talking about specific behavior, we're talking about something that's observable, something that, more, hard data, as a C would say, that someone can react to and then change. And so actually, as a C, this is great because, saying you're doing a, crappy job, I was like, okay, no problem. I'll do an uncrappy one next time. No, what do I need to do? I need to do A, you're doing A, B, and C wrong. Okay, I can correct A, B, and C. I can't necessarily correct crappy because, well, I'm sorry. That's just the first word that comes to mind. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I have there.
That's perfect, John. Thank you. And, you know, it takes a minute to get into it. You totally have that, the idea of something I know I can do something about. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, well, that is our quiz show. And Gary has told me we're at the end of our time. So I think both of our folks, Lethea and John, did a great job. So let's just go ahead and move on.